guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a 6-month postpartum update. I'm doing monthly updates for my son, and after my 2-month postpartum update, I said that I wasn't going to check back in until the 1-year mark, but I felt like it was worth sharing how I'm feeling now, the 6-month postpartum update point, because I can finally say that I feel like myself, and I've had so many of you who have also had similar labor and delivery experiences as me ask, like, when am I going to feel better? When am I going to feel like myself again? So, in case you didn't know, I had a pretty strenuous, difficult labor and delivery. I made a labor and delivery, like my birth story video. I will leave that link down below, and I also vlogged. It sounds so silly, but I also vlogged the birth. So I will include both of those videos down below, as well as my 1-month postpartum video. And then I have just a bunch of other videos about the whole recovery process. Had a episiotomy, which is that little cut that the doctor gives you to aid in helping baby come out. But I ended up with a 4th-degree tear anyway. Sometimes they say that having an episiotomy, having that small little cut, will help prevent major tearing, but unfortunately that wasn't what I experienced. So I had a 4th-degree tear. That's a tear front to back. I also had a rectal tear, which is fun, which means that that tear didn't just stop when it hit the back. It kept on going and tore some of the tissue up there in the back. So it was a really hard recovery, but I will say when I hit 16 weeks, so that's 4 months postpartum, I did finally feel like I was back to myself again. Now that doesn't include like the baby weight or, you know, having like getting my body back. That has nothing to do with it. I felt like at 16 weeks, I could finally go to the bathroom without any major pain or without feeling scared, if that makes sense. So when you have stitches front to back in that very sensitive area, there is, I would say, a trauma. There's a trauma that occurs, and I was very scared and very aware of releasing anything down there, of wiping with toilet paper. I mean, they tell you, and they told me to just pat. And it was until that point. I mean, let's be honest, 6 months out, even now, I'm very careful and I'm very delicate with my nether regions. I don't want to push it. Oh, that 16-week mark, I felt like I could go to the bathroom. It wasn't going to hurt me. I could start working out. It wasn't going to hurt. And I did go to my first few workout classes in the month of August. It was around, Hugo was around 5 months old, and I felt really good in those workout classes. I took a few cycling classes, and I was really nervous about those because that cycling seat is pretty hard, and that is like right on that area, but I was fine. There was no pain. I was totally fine. And in terms of like my pelvic floor, honestly, I haven't been doing any pelvic floor exercises, which is terrible. I totally should have, but I haven't found that has been an issue. My pelvic floor seemed to recover pretty well. Granted, I was a Pilates instructor before I gave birth and a dancer, so I had a pretty strong pelvic floor. It seemed to recover really well with little to no exercise. Yeah, going to the bathroom, all that stuff feels really good now. Around the 4-month mark, even though I felt like I was back to myself again, there was like a very slight, I wouldn't call it a pain, but it was almost like if you had a cut and it was healing and it was still like not 100% healed up, and you're still like cognizant of it. You're still cognizant that there's like a little scratch or tear, whatever there. That's how I sort of felt about my rectal tear 16 weeks out. So 16 weeks out, I still kind of felt like, oh, okay, like I can still sense that something happened there. I can still sense that I'm healing there, but it wasn't painful. Now at 6 months, I can tell you that I feel really good. I feel completely healed down there. I will say, even though my pelvic floor feels really strong, there is, and I think I've said this before in another video, it is a little bit harder for me. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud on the internet. it is harder for me to hold gas in. So I am not a huge fan of talking about like anything that has to do with like poop or any of that stuff. When it has to do with me, when it has to do with the baby, that's a different story, because everything that has to do with him is super cute. But yes, it's harder for me to hold gas in, which is unfortunate and embarrassing. It's not a situation where like I'm just tooting all over the place, you know? I can still control myself, but it's a little bit harder when it's urgent, if that makes sense. Ugh. In terms of like holding in needing to go to the bathroom, that's fine. I don't have any issues with that, luckily. And that was something my doctor was kind of worried about. She was like, you know, we want to make sure that that is something that isn't an issue for you and doesn't get worse as as you recover. So luckily that is absolutely fine. Now let's talk about weight, because that is like, that's always a big question for people. Like, did you lose all the baby weight? And I have to be honest, and this is something I talk to my husband a lot about, I feel like, and some people might think that this is an excuse, but truly, I don't have the time to work out. I don't have the time to work out. I definitely have not lost all the baby weight. I think the last postpartum update video I did, or, you know, I always update you guys in my vlogs, my weekly vlogs, but the last time I stepped on the scale, I was about 5 to 8 pounds away from like my pre-baby weight, or like pre-pregnancy weight. And for these past 6 months, my weight hasn't been a priority, and getting my body back, for better or worse, hasn't been a priority either, because I just haven't had the time. And if you've watched any of my videos, then you'll know my son Hugo is not a great sleeper. He wakes up multiple times during the night, so I never wake up in the morning feeling super refreshed or like ready to go and like, yeah, let's work out. And I can never wake up before him to go work out, if that makes sense, because he's usually gets up at 4 and then gets up at 5 and then gets up at 6 for the day, and then like that starts our day. And so it's not like I can wake up an hour before him, or like, hey, I just had like 6-7 hours of sleep and now I feel really good, let's go work out, sort of thing. It's usually kind of a struggle to get through the day, and we are still figuring it out as we go. And so unfortunately, fitness has taken a real backseat, and that kind of breaks my heart, because I love working out. I was a dancer, I was a Pilates instructor, and so for me, I have attached a lot of my identity to my body and to like how I feel in my body. And I think that really I've looked at this season of life as just a lesson for me to sort of detach from that a little bit, so that I can be myself and love myself without associating so much of my identity with how I look or what my body feels like. Do you know what I mean? Now, I will say that I definitely don't feel great. Like, I don't feel like super healthy. I don't feel really fit, obviously, because I'm not working out. But of all the times in my life where I haven't worked out or I have sort of like fallen off the bandwagon, this period has definitely been the hardest, because I feel the worst. I just feel really tight. I have no time. I mean, yes, I have time to stretch, and sometimes I do, but I don't know about you guys and how other moms do it, but my son requires like 110% of my attention all the time. And when he doesn't, when he's like semi-distracted, that's my opportunity to either like sit and zone out for 3 minutes and just to like gather any sort of energy reserve I have left to get through the rest of the day, or it's my time to do laundry, to clean, to eat. So that's why fitness and like losing the baby weight has been so far down on my priority list. We just haven't had the time. Now, I really am looking forward to the day where I do have the time, because again, like, I do appreciate this period of time for like being able to find an identity that has nothing to do with like my body per se, but I don't feel really healthy in my body, and I want to. And I think I'll feel really, really good once I can start working out again. But I have patience with myself. I have patience with myself. Also, this period of time with my son is, you know, is already going by so fast, and he's only going to be a baby once. And so if that means that I have to put some of like my desires on the back burner for now, that's absolutely fine. I know that one day I will have, you know, enough time in my day to work out. Right now, it's not a huge priority, and yeah, it'll be okay. Like, everything will be okay. I'll get my pre-body, baby body back, whatever. Right now, I'm not going to stress about it. I think I mentioned in one of my postpartum update videos about hair loss, and that's something that's definitely calmed down quite a bit. I still have no eyebrows. My eyebrows completely fell out about a month ago, and there's no rhyme or reason to that, at least none that I know of. You guys know my like eyebrow struggle journey has been insane. So yeah, I still have no eyebrows. However, my hair, the hair loss I was experiencing has subsided. So the hair that I have on my head is staying where it is. It's not falling out anymore, which is great. All right, guys, I think that's everything that I wanted to share. Just really wanted to give you that hopefully positive, optimistic bit of information about feeling pretty well fully healed. If you have any other questions regarding my postpartum journey, any questions pertaining to anything that I mentioned or didn't mention, leave it down in the comments below and I will be sure to get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you all really soon. Bye, guys!